Gaming is dead, is what I hear a lot of people saying these days. You know, I'm sitting there scrolling on TikTok or any other social media and I see people saying that gaming isn't what it used to be and that we barely get any good games each year compared to what we used to. Or, you know, they'll say something along the lines of like, gaming isn't what it used to be, it doesn't feel the same, it doesn't have that same spark like it did back in the day. And what I have to say to those people that think that, you are just absolutely wrong in every imaginable way. Look, I'm not saying that those people are necessarily wrong for their own personal experience. Gaming might not be the same for them anymore. But to generalize the statement so much to the point of saying that gaming is dead is just absolutely wild. I don't think I'll necessarily say gaming is at its peak right now, but we are in an unbelievable time for video games. We just came off a year like 2023, which was one of the best years for gaming in recent memory. And so far with 2024, we have gotten some absolute bangers and still have some of the best games yet to come. I don't think gaming is anywhere close to dead and that there will ever be a time where we can sit there and say that in the near future. But there is definitely one area in gaming right now which I think is kind of dead, and that is the multiplayer genre. Look, it's not dead, but like compared to what it used to be, multiplayer games just aren't the same anymore. I don't know, at least for me especially, back in the day I used to be playing so many different multiplayer games. I'll be playing FIFA, Fortnite, Apex, Rocket League, 2K, like I'll be playing all these different games. But like now, the only one I really ever play is Apex occasionally. And even something like Call of Duty, it's just so inconsistent sometimes. Some of the games are great, some of them are terrible, and recently they've been pretty terrible. I still enjoy multiplayer games and I still play them time to time, but like compared to what I used to basically only play multiplayer games, but now I basically only play single player games. And I feel like that's been the experience for a lot of people. They used to only play multiplayer games, but at some point they just got boring and then they moved over to single player games. Which is really sad to see because multiplayer games and those memories that you made back in the day, they're some of the best things out there. And at least for me, I feel like the people that are usually saying that gaming is dead are those people that play those multiplayer games. And like, yeah, I can understand why you think that because all you do is play these same games over and over again. You've been buying every Call of Duty, every FIFA, every 2K, and they're the exact same thing and you're expecting them to suddenly change. Like, I'm sorry, you're just wasting $60 to $70 every year just to get a reskin. And for those people that just be playing the same games over and over again, I would just really recommend to broaden your gaming range. And look, I understand that not every game is for everybody, I get that. But like, at least in my opinion, I don't think your critiques are necessarily valid when you play the exact same 3 games for the past 5 years. Like, I generally think one of the best things about gaming is trying new games out and experiencing different games. And that's never gonna change if you keep playing the exact same 3 games every single year. If you're one of those people that say gaming is dead and you fall into the category of really only playing multiplayer games, I beg you, please try out some single player games. Look around, see what games interest you, and try them out. I promise you're gonna find some that you enjoy. And if you really get into them, there are just hundreds of amazing single player games out there to be played. And that's one thing I absolutely love about the single player genre. There's so many subgenres within it that there's just endless amounts of games for you to play. And people always end up bringing up like, oh, how it's too expensive to be buying all these different games. But like, if you go back a few years and look at some older games, I promise you they're easily in price range. Like, I've gotten some absolute steals over the years. I think I bought the entire BioShock collection, all 3 games, for like less than $10. Like, some of these deals are insane. But another thing that could possibly be the issue for people that are saying gaming is dead now is that you just simply don't like gaming anymore. And that's completely fine if you don't like gaming anymore, but just don't go around saying that gaming is dead because of it. Like, it is completely fine if you outgrow video games and you don't really enjoy them anymore. That's fine. It happens to a lot of people. As years go on, they stop enjoying video games as much and eventually stop playing them. But for the people that do still enjoy playing video games, don't go around saying that it's dead because for most people, it's not dead. A lot of people are having the best times ever playing video games right now. And another thing, don't think you have to outgrow video games at all. Like, I have no intentions of ever stopping playing video games. I know I'm getting sidetracked here, but like another thing I hear people saying is that like, oh, you're too old to be playing video games anymore. Like, that's just so stupid. It actually makes no sense whatsoever to be out here saying that you're too old to enjoy something anymore. Gaming is for so many people a downtime for them to relax and have a good time playing something that they enjoy. What, do you just get like too old to have fun anymore? Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. And I know some people, they feel like they're wasting their time playing video games as they get older. But like, I promise you, you're not wasting your time. You're just having a good time relaxing. But if you are spending all your time playing video games and not doing anything else, then yeah, it might be a little bit of a waste of time. But I promise you, video games are not bad whatsoever, and it's not a bad thing to be playing them as you get older. I think another reason that people might be saying gaming is dead is just because they're blinded by nostalgia. And like, don't get me wrong, video games in like the late 2000s and like early 2010s, those were some amazing years and arguably the best ever. But like, just cause maybe it's not as good now, it doesn't mean whatsoever that the years of gaming right now are not amazing. Gaming in the 2020s so far have been unbelievable and we have gotten some absolute masterpieces. I am only going to be talking about games from 2020 onwards just to show how many amazing games we have gotten. In 2020, we got Ghost of Tsushima, Cyberpunk 2077, and The Last of Us Part 2. In 2021, 2021 was kind of a dead year. But 2021 actually has like a valid reason for not many great games coming out that year. With COVID and everything, it really did slow down productions of video games and a lot of things did get delayed. But even with COVID and everything like that, we still got some great games in 2021. We got It Takes Two, Resident Evil Village, Metroid Dread, and Little Nightmares 2. But then we move back into 2022 and we get some absolute bangers with the two biggest being God of War Ragnarok and Elden Ring. And then we finally move into 2023, which so far is one of the best years in gaming in recent memory. We got Baldur's Gate 3, Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, Alan Wake, Spider-Man 2, Jedi Survivor. Like, there's just so many amazing games from that year. And we even got the God of War Ragnarok DLC. Hogwarts Legacy was like the biggest selling game from that year. 2023, in my opinion, will probably go down as an all-time great year in gaming. And so far with 2024, we have the Elden Ring DLC, Shadow of the Erdtree, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, my personal favorite game from 2024 so far, Persona 3 Reload, and just so many more yet to come. And probably my most anticipated game for the remainder of this year, Black Myth Wukong. That game is going to be so good, bro. So like, gaming in recent memory has clearly been unbelievable so far. And look, I'm not trying to say that gaming back in the day was bad, it was the complete opposite. Like I said before, the late 2000s and early 2010s, that was just genuinely peak gaming for multiplayer and single player genres. It was just like the perfect mix of both worlds. We had some of the best multiplayers out and some of the best single player games. It was just an amazing time to be a video game fan. But just because those years were amazing, let's not be blinded by nostalgia and not realize the amazing games that we're getting now. We are arguably getting some of the most influential games of all time in some recent years with games like Elden Ring, Baldur's Gate 3. Like, these games are masterpieces. Both facts can be true. Gaming was amazing back then, and it's just still amazing now. A critique that I could give some value to is that AAA studios are kind of trash right now. Definitely not all of them, but some AAA studios are just so money hungry, and the things that they're doing, they're just insane. Especially Ubisoft by making like $130 edition versions of their games. Like, it's just absolutely insane. But like, at least in my opinion, I still feel like there's a lot of AAA studios out there that are putting out absolute masterpieces. Gaming definitely does have its issues here and there. I think every genre does have that. It's not perfect. But to be saying they're saying it's dead and it's not what it used to be, that's just not the case whatsoever. And even saying it's not what it used to be, yeah, I don't expect gaming to be the exact same that it was 15 years ago. Like anything else in the world, gaming is evolving, it's changing, and some of it is good and some of it is bad. But gaming, it's not dying whatsoever, it is far from it. Overall, I don't think gaming is anywhere close to dead, and I think it's in an amazing place right now. Especially in the single player genre, we are just getting amazing games from everywhere and being made by anyone. It is an amazing time to be a fan of gaming as there are just so many games to be looking forward to, and the games that we have to play right now are endless as well. I think that's another thing that makes gaming so amazing once you expand your horizon. There will genuinely never come a time where I've ran out of games to play or try out. But that entire topic and idea could be a whole entire other video in of itself. I understand where people may be coming from if they say gaming isn't what it used to be or if it's dead. As to them, it is. But as a broader scope looking at the outlook of gaming, it's just getting bigger and bigger in my opinion. Video games are just one of those things that have endless possibilities. Anything you can imagine can be made into a video game, and that is the beautiful thing about it. Gaming offers the ability to create anything your mind can imagine. We get to experience so many different unique worlds and universes that other people have come up with. That is the beauty of gaming, people being able to craft something and put together a game from all these different minds, and us as consumers being able to enjoy these works of art. Gaming is beyond thriving and is in an absolutely amazing place. I am so excited to see what the rest of the year brings in terms of games in years after that. So to answer the question, is gaming dead? No, it is most definitely not. If you made it to the end of this video, I really appreciate it and I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, it would mean a lot if you could comment, like, and subscribe. And it would also mean a lot if you guys could check out some other videos on my page. Again, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video.